A child who once had big expectations from their parents, eventually rejected by society for petty crimes, became South Korea's first serial killer. But how did this happen? Kim Dae-doo was born on November 17, 1949, in Yeongam County, South Korea, as the eldest of seven siblings. Kim's parents expected him to attend a highly rated school and to acquire a high-paying job, but he couldn't excel in school and didn't possess any special skills that could land him a high-paying job. As Kim's low self-esteem was already at its lowest, he began to turn to small crimes such as assault and evidence tampering, which landed him in jail. Once he was released from prison, Kim tried to make a living as a factory worker, but his record of an ex-convict followed him wherever he goes, causing society to reject him. Angry and upset, Kim decides to take his frustration out on society by murdering 17 people on 9 separate occasions between August and October of 1975. During that time, Kim will travel back and forth between Seoul, Gyeonggi, and Jeonnam, murdering 17 people at random, regardless of age and gender. In Gwangju, Kim murdered an elderly man while trying to burglarize his house. In Mwa County, Kim murdered a family. In Seoul, he murdered a 70-year-old woman and a young child and another 60-year-old man. In a countryside by Pyeongtaek, he broke into a house, killing an elderly woman and her 2 grandsons with a meat cleaver, breaking the weapon in the process due to the intensity of the murder. And then he dragged the granddaughter outside in an attempt to rape her, but when he failed, he tied her face with a cloth to a tree, where she died due to suffocation. In Jewelry, he murdered a young couple and their 3-year-old child, and in Gonpo, he raped and murdered a woman before beating her 3-year-old to death. In Suwon, he murdered another young couple. Kim teamed up with an ex-convict while in a train ride. The duo murdered an elderly couple and their grandson. Soon after that, the duo decided to part ways. Kim did try to team up with another ex-convict, but instead, the ex-convict tried to rob him, so in retaliation, Kim murdered him. On October 8, 1975, Seoul police received a tip from an owner of a laundry shop claiming that somebody left a pair of bloody pants, so the police waited for Kim to pick up the pants so they can apprehend him. Once they apprehended him, Kim confessed everything to the police, leading to his arrest. When asked about his motive, he said, "When I came out of prison, no one would accept me. I was trying to get money to live like everybody else," and would also state why he killed people regardless of age or gender. "Adults would remember my face, and children were killed because I was annoyed by the sound of their crying." In his first trial, he was sentenced to death, but Kim tried to appeal it, but eventually gave up. After his sentence was finalized, Kim converted to Christianity and began to show remorse for his action. In his final days, he spent his days reading from the Bible, and on December 28, 1976, Kim was executed by hanging in Seoul. Before his death, he left a will to the pastor who attended his execution saying, "I deeply regretted my sins, and I hope society will treat ex-convict differently so they can be corrected." Kim Dae-doo became South Korea's first serial killer, but would he have still been if society had treated him differently?